My guest today is the final fighter in the PCR XI series. We discuss travel, training, work, kids, AI, and growing up in one of Perth's best-known boxing families. Special thanks to Naranda Chiropractic Centre, major sponsor of today's guest, as well as Gobsmack Sports Mouthguards and Cablewise, major sponsors of the Perth Corporate Rumble. So please welcome Dani the Devellerez.
Yep.
8 days out. How are you feeling? Be honest with me. How are you feeling?
Honestly, super excited. I'm actually thinking about getting dressed up into the ball dress and getting past the kind of fight.
Yeah.
I guess there's a lot of lead up to it, so I think it's so natural to be nervous.
Oh,
and
I'm nervous.
Yeah, everyone's nervous, anxious, butterfly feelings. I've gone through it all, sleepless nights. But I think all that hard work for that one day to put it all together and to pay, to step into that ring, super excited.
Is this your first time stepping in?
Yes, yeah, definitely. So
just to step in is so major, though. Like not saying but it's such an achievement to get in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's massive. I don't think people realise it in front of that many people.
Correct, and I guess essentially you're in the spotlight, and this is your time to put everything together, to shine, and just see which way the cookie crumbles. So,
because if you were really keen on boxing, I was talking to Jared about this yesterday. If you were really keen to be a boxer and you wanted to fight, you could always go to some, I don't know, Cannington Rec Club or Mirrabooka Rec Club and just do it on the quiet. Maybe 2 people know about it and that's it. But this here is in front of this many people, family, friends, and they're all just urging you on. And your opponent, Bella, she's going to have the same.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, I thought you were actually going to go down the path of fighting in the streets in Mirrabooka, but no, you went down in an actual amateur boxing fight. But I guess from my side of things, as long as I've done everything I need to get me to that point, friends and family are going to be there to support me like everyone else. But this is that one time where you can kind of see, all right, you know what? Let's see how I go. And I can't wait. It'll be great.
And you'll fight too.
Yes.
Perfect spot. Perfect. 2 and 3. Always said 2 and 3 are the best spots.
Yes.
You don't have, because Jasmine's got a big ask ahead of her. She's first in the ring, fight 1. Not trying to make you nervous, Jazz, but she is. And same as Maddie in there.
Yeah.
And you guys are second. The card starts. The card's great everywhere, but that card is just fireworks between like Maddie kicking it off and then you and then Alex and Barry.
Correct.
Oh, that's going to be madness.
Yes. That'll be really good. And I think that's kind of just urging on everyone to get there on time so that they can actually see all the fights and the hard work that everyone's kind of put in. Be there, everyone, 6 o'clock, ready to go.
I don't think I've seen people turn up late.
Okay, good. Perfect.
That's the one thing that I haven't really taken that much notice, but I know the doors open at 6. First fight is, I think, about 6:20.
Okay.
I think.
Yep.
Don't quote me on that, but I know it's not long. But it's normally packed by that stage. I think people are coming in to see their friends and they want to really enjoy all of it. I know you probably... when you talk about like boxing and MMA events where you get people who will only turn up for the main card.
Yeah.
But no, definitely. I would highly recommend always from the first fight. Anything can happen from the start. And it's a big night.
It is. Yes. Drinks, food, beautiful, amazing entertainment, great fights. Yeah. Really looking forward to it. Yeah.
So who's coming along to support you?
So friends, family, even a friend from high school that I haven't seen for decades.
Put the hand up, said I'm coming.
Yeah, so she's flying in from Broome. So it'd be absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, it just worked out that was the weekend that she was here. So it would be great to see her and catch up and have her support me from that side of things as well.
It's amazing who comes out of the woodwork to just say, well done, to get to where you were. Because you missed the first 4 weeks of training, is that correct?
I did. So I was holidaying.
Holidaying.
Yes, that one. In Europe for the first 4 weeks. So I actually missed all 4 weeks of training.
I do have some footage here of someone just... Look at the setting in the background.
Yeah, so that was the Swiss Alps. So in the background, my partner's sister, she lives in Lausanne, hopefully I say that right, in Switzerland, which is literally on one of the mountains. So you can see clouds and mountains.
So you're staying at someone's house here?
Yes.
Like someone you know?
Yeah.
Accommodation is the key with travel, isn't it? That is the biggest killer.
Cost in Europe is so it was extremely lucky, but I had to try and put in some hard yards while holidaying, just to, let's just say, to keep some form of fitness or not come in at zero.
Okay. You've just, even from these videos, and I saw you training there last week, you've definitely lost some weight between then and now.
Yeah, so I guess training makes a huge difference, and stepping that up. But I guess, with nerves and that type of stuff, I've been trying to eat, but it's kind of gone straight through me.
Are you trying to get heavier or lighter?
Well, I actually have to gain 4 kilos to fight at the weight.
Okay.
Yes, so I am trying.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'll completely get to where I need to. So that will probably be a benefit to Bella.
There is a little buffer in there. Isn't there about like a 4 kilo little range you're allowed to be in?
Yeah, so that's why I've got to eat.
Oh, so you are probably about 7 kilos difference now.
So I'm around 54 to 55.
Yeah.
So I just need to make sure I get close enough to 59, which is, I think, what the fighting weight will be.
Okay. It's always better to have to put on weight than lose it, isn't it?
Correct, yeah, that's it.
Some of those boys have dropped some weight, though.
Yeah.
Some of those boys have like dropped 10, 12 kilos.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Some of the big guys. It's a big group of people in the sense of just physical size of them, isn't it? There's a lot of big boys in there.
Correct, and I think a lot of the boys were actually of similar weight as well at some point. So it was a little bit tricky trying to eye out who your
opponent was going to be.
Yeah.
I think between about 95 and about 110, I think there's about 7 or 8 of them just in that one bracket.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
But with the girls, it was a little bit easier to see who you were going to be fighting. So
yeah, I think so. But I guess, like you said before, you never know with the training and being able to lose weight and those types of things. So it was kind of like, oh, am I going to be fighting this one or not? And then and obviously by the time I actually arrived, we kind of had a good understanding of who would be matched up with who.
I thought it might have been Jasmine. I thought you might have been facing Jasmine there at one point. So, but she's got Maddie in fight 1.
Yep.
So, going back to your holidays, I was going to actually ask you about this. I was going deep into your Instagram.
Little stalker.
I know. So this is we're just talking about holidays now. So this is the holiday you're recently on.
Yes.
Nice time of year. It's a bit warmer there.
Yeah.
There's this train ride I got to ask you about. You going down this mountain. Is that in slow-mo or is that just this one here?
Yeah.
Tell me about this because we're heading over there and I want to know where this is because I've seen this on videos, on advertisements and stuff, but I don't know where it is. So tell me about this.
Okay, so that specific one was in Interlaken and we just climbed Heideklum. Please excuse me on my pronunciation.
Model.
Anyway, so we just climbed that, and it was literally, I think it was about a K or 2 walk, but the incline was surreal. So we were literally, after about 50 metres, we kind of had to stop because the incline, and then we had to go again. But in regards to the train ride itself, just beautiful. You overlook the water, the scenery. It honestly is picturesque. It was beautiful.
This is in Switzerland.
Switzerland. Yeah.
You don't hear that much about Switzerland, like from here. It's not really a destination that people talk about going. But it seems to be, the incredible scenery. Everything looks clean. Everything looks friendly and inviting.
Yeah. No, definitely. The people, the culture, obviously the landscape itself. I guess people want different things from a holiday. From my side of things, I love the idea of adventure. So the idea of being outdoors constantly, bathing yourself in nature, as they like to call it these days. And it's a beautiful place just to unwind, explore, and obviously we had family there as well. So it is one of the scenic areas with that train ride going down, so you can have full visibility not only of the town itself, but you can actually see some of the like the mountainous areas of the Swiss Alps. So it's beautiful.
Jeez. So you highly recommend going there?
Oh, 100%. Add it to the list. If you haven't been to Switzerland, everyone, definitely
go there.
Yeah.
And just feel free to stay. What's your people just call her?
I'll just put the address up and
I'm Dani's mate. She said I could stay here on the lounge. That's it. We're there in December, so it's going to be quite cold.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, it'll be a white Christmas. That would be absolutely lovely.
Yes, it's a long overdue holiday. COVID put a stop to that a few times. So, and who did you go with?
So I went with my partner Julian.
Yep.
So we didn't go with the kids. So this was the first time having a holiday away without the boys.
How did that go?
They didn't even miss me. Unfortunately,
I'm talking about you. How did you go?
I guess, I was probably a little bit unsure of how it would be. They were staying with their dad and my family for a period of time. So from that side of things, I had peace of mind, that they're well looked after. But I guess, just completely missing them. But I think I missed them more than they missed me. So, there was a time where I called them, and the next day I called them again, and they said, Mum, why are you calling me? I spoke to you yesterday. Like, what are you doing?
And they're 7 and 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't get me wrong, they're still mummy's boys, and they love a cuddle and those types of things. But I think they're quite well adapted, given that me and their father are no longer together, that they understand, there's times with mum, there's times with dad, and they kind of just get on with it. So I've always been really lucky with them, not only from sleep from a younger age, but also from, they've been very adaptable in understanding being with, different parents at different times.
How did they go with that? Like, if it's all right for me to ask.
No, that's okay. I think age played a part. Okay. So Orlando, my oldest one, being a bit older, understanding that mum and dad aren't together.
Yep.
He probably took that a little bit harder, while the younger one, Enrique, not so much. So for him, that's kind of all he really knew. And I guess when my new partner Julian came on board, Enrique probably was a lot easier engaging, because he just saw it as a father figure, someone to play with and enjoy, while Orlando probably thought a little bit more torn, why is there another father figure in my life, and a little bit torn, am I hurting my dad by doing this? But all in all, their father Jesse and I we co-parent. We're on good terms. It's
That's
not like
the key, isn't it?
Correct, 100%. And from a parenting perspective, the kids tried to kind of put us against each other at times. As kids, you do that. You push the boundaries and you try. But I just got on the phone and called him and just said, oh, yeah, did you say this? Because this is what Orlando said on loudspeaker. So Orlando was there, and it squashed it and never happened again. So I think those types of things of making your kids aware that, we're still parenting together and that we're there to support them, I think it's allowed them to grow and to understand that, it's okay if mum and dad aren't together. So, yeah.
The fact that you've got such a good line of communication with their dad, that's got to be a good thing, because we've all seen it go the other way, and we've seen some harsh situations for kids to go through.
Yeah.
So it's good on you. Yeah. Good on you. You sound like a pretty easy-going person, so I can...
Oh. Thanks, Brad. I don't know about that. I think all females have their ups and downs at certain times of the month. So
those redheads do.
True.
One thing, obviously family is a big thing for you.
Oh, definitely, yes.
One thing I did notice, and I did really like, is so many, firstly, your 10,000 photos, but so many of your photos have your family in it, where you get a lot of people who don't. They've got their friends in their photos, but so many of yours seem to have, I believe that is your sister there.
Sure is, yes.
And that is your brother, Aaron?
Yep, that's it.
Is it just the three of you?
Yes, it is.
So many photos of you guys, especially you and your sister. I forgot your sister's name as well, I'm sorry.
Jasmine,
that's
yes.
it.
So I guess family's been at the centre of everything we are, our morals, our values. Mum and Dad have kind of instilled that in us. So Dad's Burmese, so we've got the kind of Asian side, and then Mum's Italian, so we've got the European. So that kind of crossed together is that, family's everything. You need to be there to support. At one point, we actually all lived in a unit complex together, so all three of us in separate houses, and I guess the kids would kind of run and play up and down the driveway, and if we needed milk or brown sugar, we would go to each other's house, and I guess they're everything to me. Sister's best friend. Every day we talk. So if I'm bored in the car, we'll pick up the phone. What are you doing? What's new? Literally nothing's changed from 10 minutes prior to when we talked. But it just, they're just, I guess, my rock. If there's anything, bounce ideas off each other, or even just have a whinge and vent too. I absolutely love and adore them. And they've been with me every step of this way, of this journey, not just through, the good times, but also the hard times. So, don't get me wrong. A lot of my friends become my family as well. They kind of come into that inner circle. But my brother and sister, amazing.
That's so good to hear. That's so rare as well. Maybe it's not as rare, say, in the Italian or the Burmese culture, but in the Australian culture, from what I've seen, it is not common at all. Like, you can say you get along, but I think that's great. I wish more people would be like that, because they're going to be the one consistent through your whole life. They're going to know more about you, especially if they're older. You've never known anything else but besides them being with you.
Yeah. No, I definitely. And anything that we do. So, for example, when Enrique, my youngest son, was younger and I had to go back to work, my sister would babysit him once every week, just to kind of help out so I could transition back to work. He started calling her mum on the Wednesdays because we look quite similar. We have similar personalities, and she would just claim me as her third child as well. And I guess the families, when we all come together, because she's got two kids herself, they fight like cats and dogs, and brother and sister, because we're always together. And we're a close family unit, I guess you could say.
Did you and your sister and brother ever fight like cats and dogs when you were younger?
Don't get me wrong, all siblings fight.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I think petty stuff as well.
I think just when we were younger, it's just immaturity, little. But as soon as you kind of become an adult itself, it's a completely different scenario.
Do you need to get your phone?
No. That's fine.
Go
All
on.
good.
You got to put on loudspeaker. Then.
No. Just in case, maybe not.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess all I can say is that's family. Don't get me wrong. It's not always sunshine and roses, but it's working through it. And I would always say we've been close, but as we become more into become more of an adult, and we develop through life, the bond just gets
stronger.
Yeah.
And what would be great would be to instill this kind of thing with your kids. That'd be great, because there's always got to be, and it goes the other way, whereas if your family's not like that, you can be the one to break the cycle and bring everyone together. There should be more of this kind of stuff, I reckon, because it is quite rare.
Well, I always say to my kids, and my two boys being boys, they're going to fight at this age 100%. But I said to them, if you ever come into a situation where one of you are in trouble or need support, I don't care what happened, you be there for your brother. And that's the, I guess, the connection and the bond that I want to ensure that my kids understand and are instilled in them at a young age, to know that, you're going to be there for no matter what. They are always going to be your brother. You may have fights, but you get over it, and the next day and you work through it. So, that's 100%, I think, instilling that in them at a young age so that they can continue that kind of value of family and connection.
Maybe this is just a culture thing. Why do you think we have that here? Well, we've got it, but it's not as predominant. Like you look at, say, the traditionally Asian families as well, and they'll have like 3-4 generations living in the one house, and they love it. And we don't. It seems like we can't wait to get out of the house. It's so different, isn't it?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I think everyone enjoys their personal space. But I think the biggest part is it's probably completely drilled into you. So my parents were extremely strict. And, I think just that constant, almost tiger mum, authoritarian did play a part. They probably went too far down the extreme where we kind of had to rebel to come back to normality. But I think that kind of gave us enough foundation to kind of add our own building blocks to it to make it our own.
Okay. So the three of you, you, Aaron, Jasmine, who's the oldest?
My sister Jasmine.
Who's the boss?
I think so. We all have our different traits. So
sounds like you're the boss. You just don't want to actually say that you're the boss.
No.
That's what it sounds like to me.
No. So I guess my sister is the one that likes to push the boundaries. So in a family, when we have our family dinner, we all come together. There's topics that come up like any family, and my sister is the one that's willing to challenge my parents or to, say her own opinions.
Your sister looks so sweet, though.
Oh, she is.
But I would melt in her mouth.
It's the innocent ones you have to be careful of. So let's just say that she likes to push the boundaries, while probably my brother and myself, we kind of sit back a lot more and we let it play out, and then we kind of either do our own thing or we just don't say anything and kind of move away.
Just lay low when the sister goes off. Speaking of Jasmine, I was having a look at it. Your family have had boxing, have been around boxing for years and upon years, generations. Firstly, let's go on to your sister Jasmine, because I did see, I only managed to see some footage of her weigh-ins. She was fighting for an Australian title.
Yeah.
So tell me about your sister.
Yeah, so it first started with my uncle. So my uncle actually started to train my sister 1.5 decades ago. She was about 16, so 2 decades ago. She was through high school, just kind of training to get some form of fitness.
Yep.
And my uncle saw potential in her. So she went through her amateur boxing career.
Your uncle's a boxing trainer, is he?
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's a coach.
Is this, just let me go, I got a video here. I just want to confirm, who's this?
Yeah, that is my uncle.
This your uncle?
Yes.
That old boy is throwing bombs at that thing.
He is. Yeah. He's still got a six-pack today. I saw him yesterday.
How old is he?
He's 70. Oh, how long ago was that? Yes, 76. 76.
Is he the Burmese side?
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's a machine.
That front, is that at his house?
Yeah, that's at his house.
That front lawn of his would look like that the whole time. Is there always the boat out the front?
He likes his toys.
Sorry, go back to your sister. I saw that video. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah. So my uncle used to actually coach Dani Green.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's the footage I saw there.
Yes, yeah. So they first started. And that's kind of where it all came. So when they migrated to Australia from Burma,
Yep.
my uncle kind of did a lot of training in Burma around boxing. And then obviously it came to Australia, and then when my sister was born, they started to do it when she was in high school. But I guess all in all, she had amazing talent. And that's
she looked slick.
Yeah.
She looked really good.
Super quick.
Footwork on her was outstanding.
Really hard punching. So a lot of her amateur career, she got her opponents in TKOs within the first few rounds. So just strong, hard, speed, dedication. She a few times she won Australian championships. She went to Worlds, I think 2 or 3 years as well. She retired, had kids, and then actually came back and did stuff as well. So she, absolutely inspiration to me. I was at every fight in Australia. I watched her. I was there supporting her. Anything international though, I didn't fly over, but my parents were there to support her. I guess within me, if there was the very few fights that she did lose, it made me kind of get angry in myself, that person beating my sister, and maybe one day I'll step into the ring and beat them to try and, settle the score.
Yeah, but a revenge kind of thing.
Yeah. And that's just purely because I was so close to her that I felt that the same, I guess, frustrations and hurt when she lost. And I guess this is my time. I never got into boxing prior to that. That was kind of the sport that she excelled at, and I kind of, was her support network. But I thought, you know what, let's jump into the ring one time and see how I go. She never won a belt. She only won trophies. So then I can at least say to her,
the bragging.
If I win,
the bragging.
I've got a belt. Let's just say we absolutely love each other, but we are competitive amongst each other. We're literally the exact same height. We weigh the same. We talk the same. Even my partner and her husband, sometimes we walk next to them and they think that we're one another, and put their hand around us, and we play the part as a joke, and then they realise that we're not the same.
Jeez, that close.
Yeah.
Your sister has a wealth of knowledge to impart on you. That's the word I was looking for. Not just in boxing, but also having the time off, having 2 children the same as you, and then being able to recognise what your body can do after that. Because just because you've had kids, it's definitely not the end of any sporting career. So how's she gone? Has she talked you through that as well? Yeah,
definitely. From everything, from the journey of training to, I guess, managing injuries, to the mental grit, resilience, keep on going, and pushing your boundaries. She likes to push boundaries, I guess, but around, training to get to the next level. Like, your body is an amazing, system. And the fact that if you can continue to push yourself and, move on, and your body will continually evolve and get better and get better. And half the time it's not your physical ability giving way, it's your mental. So just that idea of, just push past, just think of something to be able to get you to the next, and then to the next, and then next time reset and try to do the same and get to that point. So it's that constant that grit just to keep on going. And she's definitely given me a few pointers of what not only do I need to work on myself, but how to deal with certain
like adversity.
The
mental game comes into it. Well, from what I've seen, I believe the mental game comes into these PCR fights more than anything, because you're all so evenly matched. And it just comes down to something on the night. If something good happens, you can, you capitalise on it. But also if something bad happens, being able to recognise that and then adjust. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure people realise how important the mental side of it is.
Oh, I completely agree.
Sister'd be an expert, and your uncle would be an absolute expert on this.
Yeah. It makes such a difference, I think. Get your head in the game, making sure that, there is going to be ups and downs in the fight. Everyone's going to be punched at some point in time. We're not Floyd Mayweather. We don't have that ability to dodge every single punch. So how do you respond? How are you going to respond to getting hit? Is that through a counter? Is that through following up? Whatever it is, and to keep on going until the end, until you hear that bell. Just
keep going.
Dedicate your time.
How long has the thought of a fight been in the back of your mind? Because you look pretty handy. This is not something you've just started.
So I actually did apply for PCR probably about a year ago. So it probably would have been maybe the October.
There was 2 last year. There was a September and a November.
Yeah, so it may have been for the September one.
Okay.
So I was initially like, you know what? I'm at a point in my life where I, work for a corporate organisation. I like to keep fit. I've come off a recent knee reconstruction. Yeah, I want to do something different because I did CrossFit prior to that, and I was like, okay, well, what can I do? So I did put my hat in the ring, and I just started training at Lacey's boxing gym in Aussie Park.
Yeah, I know one.
And this was just to kind of get me by and to kind of do more rehab and different types of...
It's the first time you started boxing?
Yeah.
So you've only been at it for 12 months?
So I've just been training just at Lacey's. Jeez. And we just do a few... group-based classes. That was purely it. And then got the call up in July, and that was me. All right, Danielle, you need to apply yourself. You need to start actually, lifting it up a little, engaging my wider network that has been around boxing, and to hit the ground running, I guess.
When you got the acceptance letter, you obviously had your Swiss Alps trip booked.
I know.
Was there a moment where you go, maybe not this time?
Well, to add that, I actually broke my finger holding pads. I think it was 4 weeks out from training starting.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, so I was holding pads for one of the guys at Lacey's, and let's just say he was a power hitter, and my finger bent back and broke it. It was completely bruised. And then found out that it was broken. So had to manage that. So let's just say there's been a few things that said to me, okay, Danielle, is this actually your time? But I was like, you know what? There's never completely 100% right time.
It's like kids.
Yeah.
It's like kids. There's never a good time.
The practicing is fine, but everything else.
Jeez, turn it up, eh?
So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to persevere. I want to do this. It's on the bucket list. Let's get it done. Whatever life throws at me, let's just keep on going. So in my head, when I've got something set that I want to do, unfortunately, no one can change my mind. So it's on.
Beautiful. It's a bit of, you definitely got the mental strength and the discipline, I think, because you're right. There's been a heap of things that have told you, nah, maybe we'll push it out to the next one, but you've gone, no, I'm in. That's it. Once you've made your mind up.
Correct. It's all in.
What's your partner's name?
Julian. Let's just say his mate.
Julian
he keeps
knows.
me in line sometimes, and he's probably said, are you sure? Is this really what you want to do? You know, there's been a lot of hurdles in your way. But he knows once I've made up my mind.
Oh, that's it. Julian knows. Just get on, mate. Just agree to everything.
Little Miss Stubborn.
So much easier. I was actually, you've always been very sporty. I did have a look. Something that you didn't mention. See, this is how deep I had to go. I believe you won the 16 and over girls discus Division A. You were very sporty, even from a young age.
Sorry, I guess I was quite. Loved athletics. So, I competed a few times. For the state of WA, so nationally. I actually did an international. Yeah, I did an international competition in Singapore and won athlete of the meet when I was 13. So I was quite heavily involved in little athletics. I was a thrower. So shot put, discus, javelin were my specialties.
Is there weight groups with that kind? Just age?
Just purely age. Yeah.
Because you are. This is not an insult or a compliment. This is an observation. You would be considered a smaller stature of a lady. Is that the right term? I'm trying to tiptoe around this one.
I'm going to take it.
Okay, all right, take it as a compliment. But it's not like, for example, here you were competing against 16-year-old girls. I've seen 16-year-old girls who are bigger than me.
Yeah.
So you're competing against all these people against throwing, like against a physically demanding thing, and you're doing well.
So I probably peaked around maybe 13, where they were probably still going through puberty and I hadn't changed in my height at all. Yeah. So that is probably where I guess did the best and excelled the most, and got selected for the national team. I guess once, other females began to go through puberty, became a lot taller, I couldn't continue to compete at that level. So that's probably where I started to diverse into other sports. I've actually even got my boys into athletics. They start, the new season starts in a couple of weeks, and my oldest son is following in my footsteps and has actually already got some state medals as part of it. So I think to answer your question, your genetics definitely plays a part to get you to a certain level, and some genetics will probably limit you to go past that level, to be able to elite and go to the Olympics and those types of things. Unfortunately, in my chosen sport, I couldn't go any further, and I knew my limitations. So then I've moved to soccer. Did soccer for a period of time. Absolutely loved it. And then, I went into retirement due to an injury.
How old?
I was 25.
So you were competing at a very high level. What level were you competing? Are we talking about from soccer?
Yeah, so this was before all the initial divisions all came into play, but we were at Naranda City and we were in Division A. So so
that's a very good division.
Yeah, so we definitely did good. We went to the grand finals for a couple of years straight. Did really well, but unfortunately, I had a knee dislocation playing soccer. If you think about the medicine ball where the person goes to kick the ball, and the medicine ball has obviously been so heavy, and then the leg literally just flicks out. That's what happened to me.
Jesus.
And after that, kind of coming back to recovery, then fell pregnant with Orlando. I was like, I'll hang up my boots, and I'll get him and put the time into him so that he can do sport when he gets older. So it was kind of a little sacrifice. Then when the kids got older, went into CrossFit. Tried that. I love that high intensity kind of.
Because those endorphins pumping, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And CrossFit was great because a lot of the times they had either little creches, so I could have my time. Yeah, I could have my time. All I would think about is to survive through that workout, and then as soon as it's over, it was just a relief, and it was that, I don't know, that satisfaction and that drive to say, yeah, I've completed it, I've still survived, and then I could kind of get on with my day and, work through with my boys, and it was really good.
How old are you now?
34.
Can I just ask? I know I'm not supposed to, but I'll just ask.
Are you allowed to ask a female that?
It's me. It's me. How are you going with injuries?
So after the knee reconstruction was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So it did take a year to get back to full sport with no injury. Now, absolutely fine. No issues whatsoever on that side of things.
Sure.
Besides, obviously, that broken finger, and then a few things that have,
Oh, no, I don't want to know anything about boxing. It's just with that, when you talk about pushing yourself for things like CrossFit and getting that endorphin rush, when you get a little bit older, just manage. The only advice I can give, which I can't give much, is just keep an eye on those injuries, because when the injuries start coming in and they stop you from reaching those max levels of training and those endorphin rushes, that's what I think is the thing I miss the most. Is I've had a few injuries and not being able to push myself that far through fear of injury and not getting it again, because it's very addictive, that high you get, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And you're completely right. It's managing your body, but your body automatically compensates as well. So if you do have an injury, you're actually generally putting pressure on another area to compensate. And then, unfortunately, sometimes that side goes and you're like, oh,
you can't win.
You can't win. You're trying everything. Your body's trying to, But
I had tight hips, or one of them, and my physio was saying, yeah, fix up your hips. So I did, and by releasing the hip, I was getting sciatica.
Oh, no.
And he said, I just stop it. And I stopped it. My hip tightened up again. It went away. So I don't care. I prefer to have a sciatica. It's a different pain, isn't it?
Oh, my God. How did you even survive?
A lot of pregnant women get sciatica, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
It's, I haven't, touched wood, but I've definitely heard, some people that have had excruciating pain.
Oh, it is. It's crippling.
So,
it's like a ping pong injury. So I'll talk about how I got this injury. Saving people. No. Let's talk about your job. One thing I do like is someone that finds a job that they like and stays with it for quite a while. I believe you've been part of Team Telstra since 2007. Is that correct?
Pretty close, yes. So,
according to your LinkedIn profile, which I went deep into, so you're Telstra IoT Solutions. Can you please tell me what IoT is referring to?
So IoT, Internet of Things, but the simplest way to put it...
Internet of Things.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yep.
Yeah. The simplest way to put it is anything that has any form of connectivity to be able to get data from. So drones, video that comes from the drones. Yep. So essentially I work with all local government, state government, mining customers, anything that's in the kind of top 1% within WA, South Australia and Northern Territory. And I literally provide them with either the sensors to be able to get that information, or I collate all the information together to give them insights into the data itself. So a good example, I probably can't say customer names, so not that. If you're trying to understand flood monitoring, okay, we just had a huge downpour of rain. What impact is that going to have to residents within the area if the floodwaters rise? Do we have to do evacuations? Do we have to, put sandbags in? What impact does that have to the community to be able to, understand what the data is, but also the predictive consequence of how that would affect.
So it does that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? So you're going to be working with like emergency services and everything like that as well?
I sure do. Yeah, I work.
How do you find that?
I guess every customer has their own challenges.
That is such a perfect way to put it.
And there's politics on either side. All in all, I love my job.
That's key.
Yeah. It's all about innovation. I get to travel as part of it. The customers at the end of the day, it's human interaction. They understand that, we're there to try solve a problem for them or a challenge, and we're trying to make their life easier to whatever they need to do as part of their job. So to answer your question, yes, I've been in the telecommunications industry since 2007.
You've seen some changes. That was back in the day. That was big brick phones, flip phones, Blackberries. Remember Blackberries? Blackberries. I thought I was going to take over.
I tried.
You've got a very calming voice as well. Like you seem to be quite, I don't know, it just sounds like just by the way you speak and I guess the way you hold yourself, it'd be perfect for that kind of role, because this, for a lot of people, me included, would be a very confusing role, and there's nothing that will frustrate someone more than being confused and not being able to understand or trust someone. So I suppose just your mannerisms, your personality does suit this to a T.
Yeah, like everything, it comes down to relationship management. Like you communicating with others. That's pretty much the crux of my role. Communicating with all the different customers and agencies, and then helping them to solve whatever problems that they have or whatever information that they need. So it's. Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's some challenging days.
Some strong personalities?
Well, in any industry, there definitely is. But you do what you can, or you put yourself in their shoes and understand the underlying reasons of why they're coming across in that way, or if there's added pressure on their side, so that you can obviously, kind of help them on that journey as well. So. But your experience and product knowledge has got to be a massive benefit, because you can answer any questions they have straight off the bat. Don't have to go check with the boss or anything. My boss is national, so but I think it does come down to I think you need to be confident in your role, but also call out if there's some things that you don't know. Call it out. People understand that you're not going to know everything, and it's okay to
just be honest.
Yeah, correct. And honest. That's what it comes down to: that honesty, that communication, being transparent. I think kind of helps. I wear
such
my
a
heart
government
on my
answer
sleeve.
there.
Yeah. So, but people.
Are you impartial without bias as well?
Not all the time.
Not to their face.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, how do you feel about AI? Only because I was watching something the other day. I probably shouldn't have.
A conspiracy theory.
AI. Oh, no. It was just that new, what was that new Meta something or other? I don't know. Zuckerberg had one of those helmets on. Have you seen that?
Yeah. That
is scary.
It's kind of almost like an X-Men side of where, what's that? Who from X-Men is
I don't know. I don't watch those movies.
I
haven't seen Star Wars either. I told someone last year and they went off at me. I'm like, Jesus.
But you've got such stalking abilities. How have you not had time to watch
Star Wars? It's just not my thing.
No, okay.
I'm too busy watching Bluey and Peppa Pig. And you know how it goes.
Yeah, no, completely understand. But from my side of things on AI, I think there's 100% a place for it. I think that idea that the processing of information and without human error is great to see, and there's always going to be an evolution. I think the stigma that it will take away jobs, the stigma that it will, I guess, take away the emotion. I think everyone has their own opinions on it. I think you're never going to have everyone's 100% positivity on it. There's always going to be people that have different viewpoints, and that's okay. But I think there's definitely need in certain areas of digital transformation, or to be able to help the community and processing of data. I definitely think there is a need for it. That's probably me trying to cover both sides of the fence.
There's obviously a upside and there could be a downside. But if we only talked about, let's say it was 99% upside and 1% downside, then you would only cover the 1% downside, because if it was all good news, no one would really care. Everyone just loves the whole, scare tactics. We've seen what the news is like. Jesus, that thing. I believe, I was having a conversation with someone the other day about this, is that I think AI will take a lot of jobs. I do believe, but this is the key. Do you remember when sort of machines and everything come in? Oh, we weren't around, but machines came in and people used to work in the old factories and the steel factories. I don't even know what they're called, but all that, they were always worried. They're going, these things are going to take our jobs. Same as automatic trucks are going to take truck drivers' jobs. I believe AI is going to take a lot of jobs away, but I believe the jobs are going to take are these ones that have been almost developed or not developed, but just created in the last, say, 10 years. Like maybe all your digital marketers and stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of digital marketers, so it doesn't really bother me. They're losing their jobs. No, but it's like the jobs that they take. It's these people who have these jobs. They're working on AI to almost replace themselves. It's quite a weird situation, isn't it?
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, but I think there's certain jobs that will obviously been taken away, but there is still need, or there would be creation of new jobs. So a good example is went to a chocolate factory. Like you said, all automated. You've got they create the chocolate, they melt it, they package it, it's all done. But behind the scenes, you still need someone to ensure that that is working optimally. What's happened? Is there any areas? How do we fix that? Plus, in addition to that, you then will need potentially cybersecurity additional levels to make sure no one gets into that.
Oh, I like it.
So not only do you still need to support the machinery, you now have new jobs created to be able to ensure that they don't malfunction, or they're not, being hacked in any way. Information hasn't been passed on. Those types of things. So yes, and exactly with autonomous vehicles, with all the mining, the vehicles are autonomous, but you still have people inside that vehicle. They might not be driving it, but they're looking at the overall operations to ensure that that is still working how it should be working, or if there's something else that they need to do to prevent something from happening that can't be visibly seen by a machine. So,
makes sense.
It's
so maybe AI takes away one job but creates two jobs.
Well,
we should be thanking AI. How do we even get onto AI? One more thing, only because I just saw it the other day. You know the headgear that looks like a Tour de France racing helmet, and they see the person. How do you feel about that?
So they are the solutions that I actually sell. So I feel great about them. Around virtual reality and augmented reality.
Yeah. Really? So this is what you...
This is kind of my bread and butter. Yeah.
Really? We got to talk, please. After we finish this, I got to ask you some questions about it, but we'll talk afterwards.
Okay.
Because it won't make any sense, and I'll word it wrong, and I'll sound silly if I put it on here.
So to answer your question, I definitely think that there is a need in certain industries. Don't get me wrong; it's not going to take over everything, but it's used in gaming all the time.
Oh, yeah.
It's used. My kids use it all the time. There's times where they've had that on and accidentally hit their brother because they didn't realise they were in the virtual reality world. So let's just say it's everywhere. Kids are adopting it so quickly. Even we went to Araluan, this was probably 2 years ago, and they had augmented reality around when you go to different areas of the park itself. So it's everywhere. It's just how you adopt it into whatever outcome that you're trying to achieve.
Did see a scenario they set up where it was family from all around the world all sitting around a table like this, and they were having dinner. And on one hand, I think that is brilliant. That is so realistic. But the fact that you can't touch someone, that is the key. Mm-hmm. That makes everything so different, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Touch, smells, they're all the senses that we use to be able to, provide a sense of safety net, or the environment, and put it the awareness of the environment. It's not going to completely fulfill the need of everybody, but it will give them some form of sense that your family's there around the table and you can kind of communicate with them. It's not going to be the be end all. No, end and be all. No, be end.
Be end. I know what you're trying to say.
The be all and end all.
There we go.
There
Good.
we go.
We got there. We got there eventually.
The worst thing is English is my first language, so I can't even.
Me too. I didn't even get it. Yeah. Well, that's I do see its place, but it's when I mentioned about being able to physically touch someone, it's just an added bonus, isn't it? Being able to have the conversation and see someone's face rather than on the phone. Yeah, that's good. I can only see good things. I can see a couple of bad things coming out of it, but the good outweigh the bad, tenfold. So I reckon bring on AI. Make my job easier.
Do it.
Okay. And last thing, before we get into your PCR, which we've been chatting for a while.
Oh, sorry.
No. God, geez, you could talk all day if you like. I'm happy to. Just regarding this, some of your charity work. Is this Relay for Life? Just tell me about this because I saw this. Is this you?
Yes. So that's me. That's my cousin, Ange.
Yep.
So Ange passed away a couple of years ago due to ovarian cancer. Unfortunately, her dad actually passed away a week ago as well.
You're right to talk about this?
So we just every year now we call it Angie's Angels. We do Relay for Life to help support her, what she went through as part of that, and to kind of celebrate her life, because she honestly such a beautiful person, taken too early. So this is our way of almost remembering her and going through
each year.
Yeah, each year. So all the family comes together, cousins, aunties, uncles, and we just constantly do laps around to raise money and remember.
Okay. If anyone wants to have a look at that is it's relayforlife.org.au and just search Danielle Devellerez. Is that it, sir?
You got it.
Okay, sorry, I didn't realise that. I didn't realise that was that. That almost made me emotional then. I'm okay, everyone. Just it's about me. Should we get onto your PCR?
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's get into this. Your sponsor, Danielle Chiropractic Centre. No, I got that wrong. I did. Jundana. I can't remember. Tell me. I was doing the logo the other day.
So Naranda. Chiropractic Centre. Yeah.
Naranda Chiropractic Centre. Not that Dianella plays. Jeez. Naranda Chiropractic Centre. Tell me about these guys. Tell me about the NCC.
Yes, so they are absolutely amazing. So my sister works there. Jamie, the boss, the man himself, he has sponsored me as part of this fight. I've been going there obviously for probably, since my sister worked there. So maybe over a decade.
You've been going to this chiropractic place,
yeah? Yeah.
Okay.
So everything from, normal standard back cracking chiropractic to remedial massage to acupuncture or dry needling. So absolutely fantastic that they've been able to rally behind me as part of this cause to fight at Perth Corporate Rumble. But so if anyone has any nibbles or injuries, anything back related or muscle related, go see the team at Naranda Chiropractic Centre.
I could spend all day there.
Yes.
I'm trying to fix me up.
Yeah.
Is any of the NCC, I'm just going to call it NCC from now on,
Yes.
any of the NCC crew going to be attending this, it's not the Grand Ballroom, it's just the Crown Towers Ballroom, as I was told.
Okay.
Am I going to see anyone in the Crown Towers Ballroom next Saturday from the NCC?
Yes, so my sister definitely will be there. She'll be screaming her lungs out for
I
me.
can imagine.
So,
Your brother going to be there as well?
So my brother moved to Sydney last year. He was going to fly over to surprise me.
Yeah.
But I caught wind of it. And then unfortunately it fell through. So
Okay. But the rest
if he
of
does surprise and come back, then that would be great.
Come on, Aaron. It's only once you're going to get to see a fight.
Yeah.
The rest of the Devellerez crew are going to be there?
Yes, definitely. So mum and dad are there. I was contemplating to see if the boys could come and have a quick watch, but I think maybe not this time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The boys obviously know you are fighting?
Yeah, definitely. They're super excited. They always say, Mum, are you fighting yet? I was like, no, it's on the 7th.
Get Mum to
like,
fight. Oh, okay.
because they come to training all the time.
Of course, yeah.
They're there watching me spar, and well, let's be honest, they're actually on their iPads the whole time. But that's kids.
Are you staying at the Crown?
Sure am.
Is it just, are the kids going to stay with you as well?
They'll stay the second night, so we'll head out the pool and actually relax and kind of make more of a day of it.
Okay, that sounds great. Okay, I didn't know whether, because if they're staying there, I'm pretty sure a couple of years ago, one of the guys got his sons down there to watch him fight, or actually walked out with him. So I think there is, I'm not 100% sure, I think it's going to be clear with the Crown, but there's something, if you do have like kids or someone you want there that may be under 18, there can be allowances made, but I think it's got to all go through the Crown.
Yeah, I think, to tell you the truth, and now at the stage,
We'll cut that out. Don't let the kids listen to that bit. Reasons behind you applying, is it just this itch that you've needed to scratch for all these years?
I think so. Yeah, the bucket list. I think I love goals. So for me, this was setting myself a goal and achieving it. Each year, and I know this sounds really silly, I like to challenge myself and set myself a goal to achieve.
Doesn't sound silly, sounds great.
And that's within the kind of my sporting range. So this is ideally my goal, and I want to see where I can go based on putting in the hard yards.
Is there any thought of post PCR boxing?
I don't think so.
No?
Not from my side. No, I think I want to continue with the training 100%. I love boxing. I love the training, the sweating, the pushing yourself. But I don't know. I don't think I would be able to continue to do that post PCR.
It's a young man's game.
Yeah. I'm getting old. I'm like old enough to be half the people's mother.
When Justin Abernathy came in here the other day, he was talking about his dad, and his dad's younger than me. I'm like, geez, I feel old today, mate. You've been to a PCR event before?
No.
This is your first?
First time.
You are in for a wonderful experience.
Yes. I hear that once people start, they don't stop. So it's every year. And really, let's be honest, you can't go wrong with amazing entertainment with fights, food, drinks, at the Crown, surrounded by amazing people.
Getting dressed up.
100%.
Love it.
Yes.
Never any dramas.
Exactly.
It is something else. I suppose you're the perfect person to ask here. Your sister winning trophies, not belts. But what do you think the most people she's ever fought in front of was?
Probably be at world titles. So here in WA, they had Australian titles, but to tell you the truth, most of the time they're, I don't know, a couple of hundred, maybe.
This is definitely not taking anything away from your sister, because she's obviously achieved so much. But this is where I hope people realise that for your debut, you're fighting in front of this many people, and there are some excellent, accomplished boxers like your sister, for example, who may not have even had the opportunity to fight in front of this many people.
Yeah, 100%. I'm very grateful that, my debut, not only do I win potentially a belt, but, in front of that many people, and the event itself, of where it is, the support that's there.
Incredible.
It's going to be an awesome night next day.
And you see how hard some of the boxers, like the amateur boxers, must do it. Like, you think about it, and you go, "Oh, you deserve so much more than you get."
Yeah.
And that's it's unfortunate that's how it is, but I do hope that everyone, and I know you would, and I know your sister would let you know, do appreciate the opportunity that you've been given.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that so many people will never, ever have. So what kind of percentage of people would have the ability to have a boxing match in front of this many people? Oh, it'd have to be like 1 in 1,000.
Oh, not even.
No.
I reckon even more.
Probably.
Maybe a mil? Maybe.
Mil? Oh, mil. It's a bit generous. Okay, we'll go about 100,000. How's that? We'll meet in the middle. You obviously got some connections to Glenn, because when I asked him about you, he talked you up a lot. Oh. Calm down, Glenn. Tell me about your connections to Glenn. How did this all come about?
Well, surprisingly, most of the connections only kind of were understood until we actually understood who each other were in the boxing network.
Yep.
So as soon as he found out that I was a niece of my uncle and Jasmine was my sister.
Oh, of course, yeah.
He was like, "Oh my God, it's literally family." My uncle didn't train him, but was around that similar time. My sister Jazz fought around the similar time as Glenn did as well.
Undefeated, Glenn Austin, 8-0.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
And then found out that one of my good friends as well also knew Glenn as well. So it just kind of, Perth's a small world. And we found our little web of mesh, who knew Hugh, and then the rest was history. He's been a great support, coach, encouragement, everything. It's amazing.
He was excited. I think he's excited, and Nigel was excited as well for you to come in. I think it's because, as well as your family, plus the performance we believe that you're going to put on, you and Bella are going to put on.
I hope so. Hopefully we put on a good show.
You will. Yeah. Be going nuts on the sideline there. You said you got to put on a little bit of weight. Have you? So you've been eating more? You feeling better? Changed up the diet?
So I'm a bit of an extremist. So when I've got something on my mind or a goal to achieve, I go hell for the leather. Okay. So initially I didn't know who I was going to fight. So I was clean eating, ready for cutting weight.
Yep. Because is Jasmine a little bit lighter than you?
I'm actually not sure. I'm not sure weight division wise. I'm not sure. So essentially in my head, I was like, well, let me be at my optimum. So I'll clean eat and I'll lose weight and I'll do better. And then found out that, no, actually I need to gain weight from where I am.
Okay.
So I've really changed my diet and I'll now start to eat more, I guess. So I guess previously I was trying to have better clean eating food and kind of watch my macros, while now I'm trying to eat literally all the time to try and increase and to gain some weight, but not too quick. Like I want to healthily do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be sluggish in the fight. I still want to be explosive, if that makes sense.
Well, it's good that you don't have to, you're not going to be depleted or anything. Actually, you did weigh in the lightest.
Oh, okay. Yep.
There, just there. So, pretty close. It makes a lot more sense, these matchups now. Now I actually had a look at these weights. Right. Drinking, partying, being a mum of two. You obviously out on the town every Friday, Saturday night, seeing you at the casino.
You know my habits already.
Oh, we are in Netflix at 8:30 mode, aren't we? How have you gone? You've still been enjoying maybe a glass or two of wine at night just to relax, or we just really switched on and focused?
I think I'm more switched on and focused. When I drink, I really drink, but then when I don't drink, I kind of, like, most of the time I wouldn't drink until it's a big event.
And then you'll go?
I go all out. So I
Can't wait to see this.
Yeah.
Cannot wait to see you about Fight 10.
Come see me in the crowd or under the table. But yeah, I don't drink often.
Yeah.
And that's even before the fight. Bar Sal Croatia, where that was only a few weeks back now. Other than that, but when I do choose to drink, then
you go all out.
It's
a good way to be, though. I know you mentioned you got extremes, but like it's good to. You sound like you really commit to things, good and bad.
All or nothing.
So you're one of those people you go out with, and you see, and you can tell. Like they'll see that first drink, and if you're having that first one, they go, "Oh, we're in for a big night now.
Yeah, she's in.
Time to go."
Yeah, clear my schedule for the next day.
So prior to this, you've obviously mentioned you had your F45. What was your training like before you got the call in July?
So usually maybe 4 or 5 times a week, I would go to a group-based class and just do a session there, be an hour class, enjoy myself, and that's kind of it. So I was still doing some form of regular kind of fitness, but nothing to where I guess now that I've got to apply myself.
Is it easier now you've got this event? Is it easier to get up and go to training now you've got this event?
100%.
Must be. Must be just constantly in the back of your mind thinking, there's one extra training session, give me that little bit more of a gas tank come round 3.
Yeah, 100%. There was even times where Julian would say, "Go to sleep. What are you doing watching boxing videos or boxing fights?"
Really?
Like, because my mind is just constantly,
So you love boxing as well?
I guess, yeah.
The technical side of things?
I think so, yeah. Just the idea that there's so many different ways that you could skin a cat and do it differently. Everyone's got their own little style, and taking a little piece of each of them to make it your own. Yeah.
And having composure under that kind of adversity as well. It's the fighters that get knocked down and come back and win. So the mental strength, the peace of mind that these people must have to be able to go through that.
Yeah. Resilience, the grit, tenacity to just get back up. Let's go again.
Imagine that. Imagine being knocked down, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to put you off here or anything, but you see it so often, and you do take it for granted. But imagine being knocked down in a fight, like some of these professionals are, like getting themselves together, up and switching back on. Yeah. It's amazing. I don't think the boxers get enough credit.
Regaining composure, I think, like you said before, is key. One tip Glenn always said, don't let them know that you're hurt. And it's almost putting that poker face on that they haven't got anything up on you, because that's, part of the game, I guess.
I couldn't do that. If you hit me, I'd just go down straight away. That's it. My night's over. personal sacrifices you have to make. Obviously, what suburb are you in?
I'm in Naranda, so
Okay.
super close.
Oh, right near Naranda Chiropractic Clinic.
Yeah, that's it.
NCC. It's a fair trek down to Counterbalance. There's got to be some sacrifices made to get down there each time. It's a fair chunk of your week to get down there, to train, get home. Tell me how that's been.
So amazing support from Julian, the partner.
Julian. Good on you, Julian.
Thanks, Julian.
Can't wait to meet Julian on the night. Will I know who Julian is? Will he be yelling? Oh, your sister will be yelling loudest. Will Julian be the second loudest there? Or will that be mum and dad?
Oh, it depends. If he's had a few drinks in him, then yes, he would be. Otherwise, I think he's a little bit more composed. Yeah.
When he's got his partner in the ring, though, that could be a different story.
Could be.
So Julian's been supportive?
Yeah. So, in regards to the kids, making sure that they're looked after while I go to training, or me getting up early so that I can go to training, those types of things. Obviously, most of the time I can also take the boys. So, PCR's been great, and Counterbalance, Craig and the team to make sure that the boys are there. I guess sacrifices also... around work, being flexible so that
work have been good?
Amazing. Yeah, really, really good from that side of things. Family's been good. So from a sacrifice perspective, I guess it's more me having to show appreciation to everyone around me to be able to help me get to where I am. So, yeah, very grateful.
Everyone's talked up their partners so much. I don't think partners get enough credit because the partners really have... If you really think about what this is like for the partners of the boxers, okay? I'm just thinking about if my wife did it firstly. I couldn't handle it. I'd lose my mind. But they step up. They support you whichever way you need. And from everything I've heard, every person I've had in here cannot speak highly enough of their partner and their family. But then your partner knows at the end of all this, like the final thing is you getting in there and fighting. They're going, what am I doing? Why am I supporting this? I'm not doing all this to see my partner get hurt. So it's a massive sacrifice to partners and families. So good on them.
Yeah. Oh, no. When I made the decision, he was like, I'll support you 100%.
Good on you.
So, kudos to you.
Quality man. I look forward to meeting him. How did you feel when you were selected? This is stepping back just a touch here. How did you feel when you were selected on the blue team? Did you know that was going to happen?
No, I didn't. I secretly hoped.
Here we go. Somebody told me week one. Can't wait to be on Nigel's team. Don't tell anyone, Brad.
Let's just say once you start to do some sessions with the coaches, you build a bond. So I think that's where I gravitated to from the blue team. Very happy to be on the blue team and surrounded by such amazing people. All the different fighters on the blue team, super encouraging, supportive. Innie, Maddie, Justin, Jared, Mongi, just so supportive, happy to jump in the ring with you, have a quick spar and kind of just help you grow and succeed. So love it. Love you, blue team.
There's no egos.
I know.
That's so strange. In this environment, in this sport, having this many people, and you know what? I haven't actually seen one in any of the past PCRs, but that's not just me being nice. There really just doesn't seem to be that there's never that odd one out. Everyone just seems to adjust and fit into their team.
I think that's just a testament to everyone wanting to do their best and to support everyone and understanding that it's a hard slog.
Oh, yeah.
And you need that network around you to be able to continue through. Like, I'm lucky I only did 4 weeks. I would be fucking knackered if I did 8. So I think that's, and everyone, I can only speak for my team, but everyone's just been absolutely fantastic. I guess I came in 4 weeks later. A lot of people had already kind of met everyone, had their bond, but they were just also welcoming to say, you know, hey, we'll come together and you're going to be part of our team, and kind of, help me along the way. So, just awesome.
You will see that closeness with the teams when your teammates are fighting. And that's what you do see. And I hope the fighters are ready for that. You realise you got your own fight, but then you have to watch, 13 of your mates do the same thing. It's a lot.
But you know what?
Everyone goes
blood,
through
sweat and tears. We'll all be there.
How good are you going to feel about midnight on Saturday in 1 week and 1 day?
Oh, yes.
So quick. Come around so quick. Do you have any concerns about the night itself?
I don't think so. I think you can only do what you can do, and you do your best on the night. That's the reason why we train. We train everything to be able to pull everything together. I don't have any concerns. I'm just happy and excited. Let's get it done.
Everyone's in the same boat. That's what. Do you know what I have seen this time, probably more than other times, and they don't want me to name them because I'll be considered traitors, is the support for someone on the opposite team, in the sense of just making sure they're fine. And that's nothing against their own team, but even opponents checking on each other. I mean, there's always the jokes going on, but the opponents have been talking to each other, just making sure everyone's fine.
Yeah.
And it works, but when you think about it, it shouldn't work, especially with this type of sport. I mean,
I think that we're all adults. I think we realise that, hey, just because we're stepping into the ring together and fighting to the death doesn't mean I can love you as a person. Like, I know there's a few, and I'm not going to name names, where, buddy, they're awesome friends. And we're all awesome people. We're all here to, put on a good show or, to achieve goals. But, you don't have to hate the person. No, and I think that's what I love about this, is that we can all appreciate everyone's put in hard work. We can all appreciate that whoever we're going up against is actually such an awesome person, and we can all party together after. Yeah. You don't need to dislike or hate the opponent to be able to get you through. No, it's just what happens in the ring stays in the ring, and that's okay. Be the best of friends as soon as the bell goes. And
you'll have like a very specific bond with Bella afterwards, because you guys have shared the ring. It is good that they've had previously they've had like good friends fight, and they had 2 housemates fight last time.
Yeah, that was cool.
Everyone put it aside. I personally gave the fight to Easy Bakes Ovens, but that's just me. Daniel Day will be going nuts at me right now. All right. Oh, we're going to 2 hours. All right.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. 4 hours 20 is the record.
Oh, is that? Yeah. Who was that?
That was Courtney O'Connor from a few years ago. My God. I think I got 2 words in, maybe 1. She was a lovely young lady. Your walkout music, the most important part of the night. The judges award 2 points for this. They don't.
Oh, damn it.
What's your walkout music?
So Sierra 1 2 Step featuring Missy Elliott.
Featuring Missy Elliott. Let's have a look. From the start, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. This is from a while ago.
My gangster roots.
This is back when hip-hop used to be...
Cool. What are you trying to say?
When it was good. I know I say it all the time. I don't understand music today. I sound like that old angry person. This was... I do know this song. Missy Elliott, how big was she in the day?
Oh, yes.
So this song gets you pumped, does it?
It does. There's quite a few connotations to it that refer to boxing. Yep. And not only did it kind of have pump-up music, but I kind of just thought, there's a few synergies here that I was like,
Very
that could
nice.
work.
How are you going to go on your walkout?
I have no idea. I was thinking of just winging it. Some people put a little bit of a...
Just do what's good for you.
Yeah. So, yeah, whatever happens on the night, I'll probably just...
You'll be fine when the curtains come back and stepping through.
Be fine.
Oh, your sister's got all over this. She'll be able to tell you what to do. I think because you come out, you've got your coach behind you, I believe. Is that how it happens? I'm pretty sure I've seen Glenn walk out behind a couple of people. So I think that's it. They're there to support you.
Oh, perfect.
Once you get in the ring and you're comfortable. I know it's funny. The walkout seems to be the most daunting thing for a lot of people because maybe they don't like to be centre of attention or they just want to get to the ring. Yeah. But you've got a full minute, so use the whole minute.
Oh, is it a full
I think you got a minute. I believe you have a minute.
Oh, okay.
Use the whole minute.
Okay.
For my sake, okay?
Okay.
There's a lot I got to get out in that minute. If you run to the ring and then you get there and I'm like, here we go. I have to recap on all this. And the nickname. What's the nickname? Should know.
So Dani the Devil Devellerez.
Dani the Devil. I do like it. I'll put in Danielle the Devil. Is that okay?
That's fine. All good.
Thanks. I had so many name changes and everything towards
good.
the end
no
there.
Stress.
Is it just because it fits in so well in the name, or is your fighting style more like a Tassie devil, just getting in there and getting vicious?
I think it was just more a play of words. Yeah. I guess devil has different connotations. Actually, Glenn. I was like, I don't know what my name should be. Whatever. I'm not too fussed. I kind of respond to anything really. So, Glenn said, "Oh, here's a list. What do you think?" And I got to a point. I was like, "You know what, the devil? I think that suits."
Yeah, it does. Yeah. That'd be good. That'd be good. Now, after it's all done, I do ask people this. Some people struggle a little bit. Few people, but there are some people. A lot of people keep it to themselves. But there's a bit of a come down afterwards because this is. And people still say it. And funnily enough, I was just at a 40th the other week and a girl said it to me. She fought at PCR 4. And she said that the PCR was still the greatest night of her life.
Wow.
And she was at PCR 4. She was very intoxicated, by the way, but she was talking about it. Afterwards, because this will be a highlight of a lot of people's lives. Have you got something in place to help you if you experience any kind of come down or the post-fight blues, I believe they call it? Have you got some things in place?
I think for me, it's creating a new goal. So I always, like I said before, always like to have something to look forward to. So after this, I'm already starting to plan Europe for round 2.
Really?
So,
when are you heading to Europe?
So we're going to do June.
Okay, summer?
Yeah.
Switzerland?
We may do Switzerland again, but I think we're going to do Portugal, Spain.
You got some accommodation there, haven't you?
Yes, we do. So,
What was that address again?
She'll kill me. So I think from my side of things, I think I've got things in place for me to be able to cope whichever way it goes. I always like to have a short term, something to look forward to, and then a long term, and then just work towards that. So I think, that with the support network, I think I'll be okay.
Okay. And you're going to get to spend some long overtime with the kids and Julian?
Yeah, definitely. So
Julian's taking notes. He'll know.
He'll be there no matter what. So, obviously the next day the boys will be there with me. We'll be swimming by the pool.
Oh,
we've got the catch up. So it's just, we can either celebrate or we can continue to celebrate. So
okay.
All good.
Well, I'm glad you got some plans there. So, and you've got a job you love. You got Europe next year. Correct. Everything's coming up, Dani, today, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. No, I'm very happy where I am. From a healthy perspective, my family's healthy. Good job, can pay the bills. Yeah, that's all you need.
That's great to hear, because a lot of people will focus on all the things that aren't going well for them and don't have time, but it's easier to focus on the bad things. But you seem to be very happy with life.
Yeah, I think it's my view is always to be positive, encouraging, and a glass half full.
Oh, yeah. Someone told me the glass is not half full, it's full. It's half water, half air.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use that.
Yeah.
You can use that. Copyright, Brad Hunter.
Yeah.
There you go.
Might add that one in now. Okay, cool.
That's about it, mate. We just cracked 2 hours.
Perfect, done.
Oh, I want to thank you so much for coming in. You're the last. Lucky, save the best for last. See, I wasn't really sick. I just wanted to save the best for last. Thank you so much for spending your Friday afternoon with me.
Thank you,
The
Brad.
final member of PCR 11's crew, Blue Team, the infamous Blue Team. Want to wish you all the best for the last 7.5 days you got. I will see you. I'll probably see you this weekend at training. And I will see you obviously at weigh-ins on next Friday in a week from now. But thanks for coming in, and I want to wish you all the best for the last week. And afterwards, if you ever want to come back in, always open. Tell me how the event went. Bring in the belt just so you can rub the assist, okay? Thanks for your time, mate. I'll chat to you soon.
Thanks, Brad.